Welcome back to an all-new episode of In the Studio. I'm your host, Mark Tacho, and joining me today is an incredibly talented young musician hailing from Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. I happen to be a big fan of this young man. He's a singer-songwriter and phenomenal bass player for a band I'm a big fan of, Dreamseer. Please welcome to the show, Mr. Kyle McDougall. How are you, Kyle?
I'm great.
Was that the intro you were expecting and hoping for?
That was phenomenal.
There you go.
I couldn't do that. I talk too slow.
That's, yeah. If I talk fast, I don't feel nervous, so that's always good.
Oh, yeah.
But I know a lot about the music projects that you do. I'm a fan of your work, and but our viewers are not. So let's kind of go back a bit and get to know you as an artist. So let's talk about your youth. Like, did you grow up with instruments in the home? Who are your influences, and how did you kind of get the bug?
Okay, well, my dad, just growing up, has always played guitar around me.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And it's always been at like family gatherings. Like all my cousins play. Like the men. I don't know why the girls don't. Not sexist at all. That's just the way it always.
We're not cutting that part out. He didn't mean that. We're keeping all the awkward in.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway, so all the uncles were just jammers.
All the
It's always
uncles, yeah, and my dad and my grandpa.
Oh,
like
wow.
they've always played like old country around me and stuff like that. So, yeah, like it's always been around, but I didn't learn from him. That's what he likes to say.
Okay.
I mainly learned from like YouTube and like just growing up all through high school, even a little bit in grade 8, I was just learning how to make up a little riff here and there, and I would play it for probably a month nonstop.
Okay.
Until like I
just get the
like,
calluses going and
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was good. Guitar is your primary instrument.
Yes, acoustic.
Cool. Okay.
I've always loved just a nice, pretty sound
Cool.
out of an acoustic.
It's crazy because I know you as a bass player from one of my favorite
I'm mainly
bands,
known as a
Dreamseer.
bass player,
Yeah, and you are a great bass player. But yeah, your heart is, you got started playing guitar.
Well, I started playing bass when my dad, I think in like grade 10 or 9, my dad was like, you know, every band always needs a bass player. So
Son, you're not going to be a good guitar player. I've heard
Yeah.
you. Just get a bass and you'll meet a lot of friends.
Yeah, exactly. And it's been successful. Like I've never looked for a band hiring a bassist. I've always been asked.
Interesting.
Which is
it's
nice.
true.
Like
it's never the first go-to, but you need to be able to, you got to know what you're doing.
Yeah, and like people always kind of recommend me. They're like, oh, like I'm looking for a bass player, and then a mutual friend will be like, Kyle's a bass player.
It's fun watching you play bass because you play with such like youthful abandon. Like when I see Dreamseer play, I saw you guys play at the Tin Fiddler last New Year's Eve, and it was an incredible show. But you guys were smiling the whole time, and like you really give a lot of your like almost. Were you always a performer? Like that's a big part of your talent too. Is like you put on a good show. Like
thanks.
Yeah, you got a big smile and you're just into it. It's fun to see you play bass.
I get really into it.
Yeah.
I only think about the sound and the feelings that I'm putting out.
Cool.
And then I love looking at like the crowd and seeing their reactions.
Yeah.
And they're usually having a great time.
So were you into performing as a kid? Like that's definitely another part of it. There's the technical and the songwriting, and then also.
I remember this one time. It's like one of those things that happened in the past where you think about it way in the future, and you feel like almost guilty about it.
Okay.
But I got everybody on my street to come to my porch.
Okay.
When I was a little kid, I was like probably 12.
Yep.
And I had an acoustic guitar, and I got everybody there and set up chairs. And
you booked your own gig.
Yeah.
Okay.
And all I did was strum like 2 chords, but everybody still came. It was pretty nice.
That's cool. Most kids are selling lemonade. Really You're selling yourself, Kyle. That's a big deal.
I felt pretty bad growing up about that, but like I feel like it's pretty cool how everybody made the effort.
Yeah, I think that's a cool story that you're just so fired up to show people something that you're into, and I think a lot of that. Like I said, that youthful energy, that's a defining quality, I think, when I see you play. And then, a mutual friend of ours, Jacob Cummings, who's an incredibly talented producer in town, he said, hey, I just mixed this guy. You should check his stuff out. So he showed me a mix on his phone, which I loved, and it was a song, I believe, from the album Neverland. Was the song called Neverland as well?
Yeah, there is a song called Neverland.
Okay. So I heard that song and I loved it. And then it was like a week or two later, you had this incredible video, which you should check out and find Kyle on Facebook and check it out. But tell us a bit about that recording project and especially that video. I just really liked how that came together. Very creative video.
For the video, I always work with my friend Jessica Taylor.
Okay.
Like with my music videos, I always tell her, you're hired for life, because like we grew up together. She's really easy to work with, really awesome, and she's really good at what she does. Like,
so she pitching you the concept, let's have you kind of walking through the streets with animation, like it was really complex. Like
yeah.
That's her going, hey, we should do this, or are you saying?
Yeah, mostly those videos were her ideas. Like
Okay.
she sends me things.
So she pitched the Scooby-Doo Dream Seer video, and I think you were jamming in like a garbage yard or something.
Yeah, so she did that video too.
Okay.
For that video, we all like worked as a group for the idea and
cool
stuff, and I was Velma.
Yes, you were.
Is that Velma?
I can't remember who you were, but I know that I've seen you in women's clothing and a wig, and yeah, you could pull it off. It's good.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. But yeah.
So that's cool. And so the solo project you really kicked off with, hey, I've got a video, and I mean, it sounded really like the quality is amazing.
Yeah, people
too.
loved it. I was kind of really surprised how much attention it got right away. Like the YouTube video. Like I know in the YouTube world, like I think I'm at like 800 views on it.
Wow,
that's a lot to me.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah,
it's a lot for any Sarnia artist. 800. Like my mom accounts for maybe 50 of my views, and then the rest is, friends and family. No,
Same here, probably. Too.
No, but that's a big deal. And your songs have filled my home. Like I really enjoy your acoustic stuff. Oh. I'm looking forward to you playing for us tonight and having the viewers check that out too. So let's talk a bit about what projects you have going on right now, and maybe you could share some of the stuff you've got kind of coming down the pipe.
Well, since coronavirus has hit, I don't record with Jake anymore.
Yep.
Because
Jacob Barber, who is
no, Jake Cummings.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Just because it's hard to feel safe because we keep on going in and out of lockdowns. It's an unsure time.
Correct.
So I decided to learn how to record myself.
That's fun.
Which
it's a horrifying rabbit hole, by the way.
Yeah, like it was really hard. The only hard part was to get the interface to connect to my computer.
Yes.
For some reason, I was having the
your
biggest
lag
trouble.
Too. There's delays, and it's always it's a different animal for sure. Right?
I figured it out, and now it's like addicting. So,
yeah. Well, I think the idea that it's there, it's immediate, and you can try stuff, delete it, and try again. It's a good thing. I think I felt like it's a rabbit hole of learning plugins and learning how to auto-tune or whatever the case may be, where the focus should be, I got this cool song, I want to lay it down, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, but so ultimately you're going to pursue that, and then you probably just, hey, Jake, let's get back together, and I'm sick of this, let's do it, right?
Yeah, it makes it way easier, because then I only focus on writing a tune.
Yep.
The thing about recording by myself, though, is like I'm just hanging out in my room, and if I want to like screw around with some sounds, I can do it easily. Yeah. Just plug and go and just spend hours with a drum beat and see which one I like the most.
Yep. And then if you bring those ideas back to like your full band, you at least have something to show them, a rough idea, a demo or something like that.
Yeah.
Or a roadmap. That's cool. So there was a song that you just put out, though. Is that like an upcoming album or just a one-off song that you released?
I have a couple songs done in that way that I released that one song. Like that One Silly Song.
One Silly Song is exactly, One Silly Song is what it is,
So that song is done by me. It's the first recording I've ever done myself.
Cool, okay.
So.
Well, it sounded great.
Thanks.
It was on Spotify, right? I saw that. It was great.
I really like it, to be honest. I love the way the drums sound. It sounds like really kind of like 80s in a way, maybe. Sure. I don't know. But that's the kind of route that I want to take, is still do acoustic in the background of kind of just more uplifting music. Yeah. With like a beat. So the root of it is sort of in folk, but you're playing around with sort of the soundscape of the track and adding. Yeah, it did have a bit of an that reverb on the drums a little bit.
That's cool. That's exciting. It's neat seeing you creating all these projects and then recognizing, oh my gosh, like I think Dreamseer is also doing a new album too.
Yes, and that album is absolutely blowing my mind.
Well,
Like,
tell us about it. Your drummer's terrible, Spencer Elizabeth. Awful drummer. Very slow.
I know.
Can't
so
keep a
bad.
beat. I've heard him. He hits too light. You know,
Yeah.
he's not really a rocker. Olivia, like, what's she bringing to the table, right? No. We just did an episode with Jacob Barber, and I talked up your band huge because I love Spencer's drumming, and of course your guitar player is so talented, and
Yeah.
she does so many intricate parts. But all kidding aside, how is writing going when you can't be in the same room because of the pandemic?
It basically every time we're legally not allowed to be in the same room together, because like we consider ourselves a family because each one of us are literally best friends. Like
Yep.
we love each other. So
Jacob was saying terrible things about you behind your back in our segment, so I don't know how deep that goes, but anyways,
oh,
yeah. But it's good that you feel that way.
yeah, but just like right now we're legally allowed to be in the same room as each other.
Yeah.
So we wrote a song last week and we're all stoked on it, and like it's the writing process has become so easy between us all the more we get to know each other.
Do you think too, like the more time you spend with someone, there's more trust, so that you can just kind of leave the ego at the door? If someone has a bad idea, it's just easier to be like, I don't want to do. Let's try this instead. And people are less inclined to be like, my feelings, because you just have played together for so long.
No, yeah, you have to be open-minded to any suggestions.
Will you see those ideas through and be like, you know what, I tried it, but I got to tell you, I want to do this instead? Like,
yeah, sometimes that happens. Like sometimes we go with a route with a song and then we listen to it for a couple weeks and then we go, no, let's take that little part out.
I've been playing the same guys for like 23 years, and we'll do the same. And usually if one of us is like, you know what, I don't know, we probably all agree. We're like, yeah, we tried it, I don't know. So it's just neat seeing such a collaborative band where you're all like, I think your Spencer is writing his own music as well. Does your guitar player also? Does she have like little side?
She like does like little recordings every once in a while, and like she is honestly one of the most creative people I've ever met in my life.
Cool, yeah.
She is
She's a great performer, and she's never doing the same thing as Jacob when you guys play.
Dreamseer is the first band she's ever been in.
That's fun. That's amazing. I like seeing so many different songwriters coming together to form one thing where you're like, well, this is what we do when we're together.
Yeah.
So we're going to cue to you playing some songs for us tonight. So what are you playing, and what can we expect for your performing this evening?
I'm going to start off with a song called Home.
Okay.
And then I'm going to play See You Again.
Okay.
And then I'm going to play One Silly Song.
Okay, cool. And you should, because it's a great song. Thank you so much for being a guest on our show. I hope you had fun. Where can people get a hold of your music if you want to plug your stuff real quickly?
You can go to Spotify, iTunes, YouTube.
Yes.
Basically anywhere. I'm going to do a shout out to DistroKid because it really helps.
Sure.
You just upload your music to DistroKid
and they put it out everywhere, YouTube Music and all that
stuff. They do the
stuff.
organizing for you.
Yeah, and we've used them too. They are great. So anyhow, we are going to enjoy Kyle's music when we come back from a break. Thank you so much for being on the show. Never enough time. It was great having you as a guest. Thanks a lot, everybody. Sit tight for Kyle.
I'm going to start it with a song called Home. I woke up in the morning to find you and I gaze in each other's eyes and wasting time. It's equally amusing to see how your hands fit mine. It's cheesy, but I'm doing fine. 'cause you're my girl, and we'll find the road, and we'll be each other's home. And we sit together everywhere we go, and it's easy to see the feelings that show. And I know we'll never be alone, because you'll always be my home, 'cause you're my girl, and we'll find the road, and we'll always be home. Do I keep going? Yeah? Okay.
That was so nice, dude.
I'm gonna play See You Again next. I'm pretty nervous for this one because it's hard. Make sure those are right. All I might, are broken wings on butterflies, and all these people are half asleep, dreaming, and all I know and all I see is your ghost, and all I might, a broken angel flying, and all she screams, Mama begging, please answer me, and all I know and all I see is your ghost. rocks, the old rocks where we once lay our love again. I'll take your hand, make lovers mend. I'll be the one to see you again. I'll meet you at the rocks, the old rocks where we once lay our love again. I'll take your hand, make lovers mend. I'll be the one to see you again. I'll meet you at the rocks, the old rocks where we once lay our love again. I'll take your hand, make lovers mend. I'll be the one to see you again. The fingers stay on the same chord that whole time. Thanks. This is a new song that I just released. It's called One Silly Song. It's on Spotify and iTunes and YouTube. And I hope you enjoy it live. I can wait my whole life to sing this one silly song for you, my lovely girl in blue jeans. I can see the smiling queen of love in you. I'll wait for our moment to come. Alone I'll be, but I'll wait for this right song to lead me to where I'll be. I hope your love will be merry. Take this little silly boy and I'll find a way with joy in life, where we find out there's a silly man with a big silly plan for us. We'll find that out. I'll wait for you, my dear. I'll wait for love to come, and I'll wait for you. I'll be take this